Alrighty guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of Project Architect with Lone Debater 7. And today we are going to be diving back on in and getting the EMC link put together for a refined storage system. First, I just want to show off some new mods added into the pack. So this is cosmetic armor. You can turn off if your armor is displayed or not. So there we go. We can see ourselves even though we're wearing our red matter armor. Also in the upper left, you'll see our EMC count, as well as positive and minus if we have stuff flowing into our EMC network. But we're going to get this EMC interface set up because we have refined storage network. We have our transmutation tablet on us, but we can link those two inventories by building this item. So it takes 4 obsidian, network transmitter, network receiver, an exporter, and importer, and an energy condenser Mark II are all required to build this item. So not too bad. Energy condenser Mark II takes the Mark I, 4 dark matter, and 4 red matter blocks put together like that. Boom, energy condenser Mark II. Let's throw that in the table. Perfect. So if we ever want one again, we can pull one out. Then we're going to click on this. Oh, did I not build one of these? Oh, that's fine. Well, network receiver then. We'll throw in that transmitter. So receiver, transmitter, yeah. There we go, EMC interface. And we're going to throw the rest of this stuff. Oh, I guess we had everything in our computer. That's fine. Let's throw this in our table first, just so we can learn that in case we want to put down something else later. But awesome. Place it down like a normal block. And I think the way you're supposed to do this is with a storage interface. So if we type in storage, then maybe the last tab, second to last, towards the bottom. Yeah, external storage. That's the one. So we need one of these external storage. We'll teach that to our table too, just in case. Take out a stack, so we have some in our computer after. Not that it's going to matter, because as soon as we do this, okay, we open this computer now. Oh, look at that. See how we have all these items now? Everything with an EMC value can now be pulled out up to the EMC stack limit. So 42 million cobblestone, for example, we could pull out of our refined storage system now. So we can throw items into our tablet or our refined storage computer, and it will add into our EMC network. If it's not EMCable, it will go into refined storage, assuming we're using the computer. So at this point, I need to build wireless networking for the computer system. I have a network receiver up here. This is going to be our next building. I'm going to do Powah stuff up here, so we'll cover that in another episode. We're not quite ready yet. But there's a network transmitter down here with a network card in it that is sending our computer network up to that structure. So that's kind of my plan on how to move the computer network around. I have some mineral saplings with hopping bonsai pots going into them. So mechanical drying basin to get crystallized mineral blocks, but also this mechanical squeezer is squeezing the logs out of that farm to convert that into the fluid. So this is basically a way to get mineral. I've noticed since the update to the pack, so we're on version 1.7 now. We were on 1.3 before. Like, they've added EMC for the mineral, which is good, but also the 1.3 version doesn't have mineral with EMC, so that's a good thing. However, they did take EMC away from Electrum. So I did end up setting up a builder with a pump card to quarry out that Electrum fluid and fill up our computer with Electrum. So if I type in Electrum, we've got some Electrum ingots in here. I need a fluid interface to see the molten Electrum, but we've got like thousands of buckets of molten Electrum in the computer as well. That is automatically being cast by that blast chiller into ingot. So that's good. I'm glad that we built the dimension with Electrum, since it no longer has an EMC value. Having a large stack or quantity of that may be useful down the road. Anyway, this is Flux controller, so I started setting up Flux networks. I need to turn on wireless charging, actually. So we'll do hotbar, we'll do main, offhand. I guess we'll also do curios. Sure, why not? We'll do that. Call it good. But you can also look at all the connections in your network from the controller, which is kind of cool. You can look at network statistics, so input, output, buffer, energy storage, controllers, plugs, points, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of different, like this mod is good at giving you a lot of different representations of data. Shows you how many people are connected to the network player-wise. You can change the, public to private or encrypted if you want to password protect it, whatever. But all of our base is running off of that Flux network. The energy cell's going into that plug there to store. We've got 2 gargantuan Flux storage, so it's like we have about 300 million give or take, maybe 10 million RF stored. So about 300 million RF. Not bad. With this is the mob farm. It goes into an alchemical buffer chest, which then is putting EMCable items in to make blocks of emerald, and then the rest go into the computer. But now that we've got that EMC link, we can actually just break this energy condenser, because any EMCable items will be rendered as EMC by the computer. So just throw everything in the computer. It'll work fine. I'm going to leave the buffer chest, though. I think refined storage and the absorption hopper item output thing is a little bit weird. I also have quite a bit of experience banked up in that tank right there. But yeah, not a big deal. As far as getting started with Flux, this is kind of left over. So you use Obsidian and Flux blocks. All the Flux stuff now has EMC values in the 1.7 version of the mod pack. It didn't before. Like before, it did not have EMC values, so you actually had to like go make it in order to use that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and break this power flower. I mean, it's giving us a trickle of EMC, but realistically speaking, I can go mine in the rubies dimension for like 2 seconds and gather more EMC than this produces in like 20 days, so it's fine. We also have quite a bit banked up. Eventually, what we're going to do is expand our RF tools dimension setup, so we have a diamond ore or emerald ore block, or some sort of block, a high EMC value block generated in there that the builder is gathering up and throwing into our computer automatically. We'll pull some glass to fill in this window. It's like super noisy in this base. Are there like mufflers? Can I build a muffler to make it quieter? Because I've got the mob farm in the trees, and depending on where you're standing, it's like super noisy. Let's see if there's a sound. So there is for Wither Boss and item routers and Ender Dragons. That isn't going to work for this. What about sound? Is that maybe what it's called? Soundproofing from Cyclic. Okay. This looks like it'll work. Let's try that. EMCable. Burn that in. And let's take this stack and see if we can quiet down this spawner. Oh, whoops. Oh, the auto jump on that block is making us go up the elevator. That's interesting. So let's put down some blocks. So there's 2. The more you place, the quieter it gets. That's pretty quiet. I think that's reasonable. Let's do the same thing by the trees. We'll just build a little wall between the trees and our base, so that's nice and quiet too. Perfect. One thing we could do, so like we pulled the power flower down, we could throw a pedestal with a watch of flowing time by these mineral saplings though, because that will increase the growth rate, I'm pretty sure, because it speeds up the tick rate. Each tick is 18 for nearby blocks, so let's try this. So if we put the pedestal, put on the watch of flowing time, right click it, yeah, those are going faster than normal time. So perfect. So that's technically a little bit of EMC for us because, I mean, mineral's not worth a whole lot, but it's worth a little bit. So we get a little trickle of EMC in. It probably is enough EMC to pay for the uranium that's going to be pulled out automatically from our EMC pool by the computer to run our big reactor. So that's fine. But this is the structure I built. So we've got this little room up here. It's decent size, kind of circular, kind of not. But it's got blue windows looking out over the water, and then clear windows looking out over the water in the forest. So, yeah, I might change up the design and do a little bit more. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to put a roof on, and if so, how I want to do that, and all that. I might extend it down. I don't know. Oh, I missed a block here. Let's fix that real quick. Not a big deal, though. It's fine. I'm trying to build a couple of things off camera just because, let me know in the comments if you actually want to see, like, build lapses when I'm building these structures and things like that. And I'd be happy to include that as part of the content on my channel. But I still want to kind of flesh out that design and get things going the way I want. I honestly am going to move this drive bay real quick so I don't have that auto jump trigger and stop going up the elevator when I just want to get off at the floor. So we're going to do that. That's an easy thing to fix. I think the cable will be fine there. Let's try this. Okay, perfect. Boom. our computer's fine again. But things should get easier. We can just go into our computer and access stuff. I need to look at maybe doing wireless networking so we can access our computer wirelessly from our inventory. But we'll cover that in another episode. I might move some of this stuff around. But guys, if you enjoyed the progress update in this video today, be sure to leave a like on the video down below and drop a comment to let me know what you want to see me cover next. We definitely will be doing Powah in the next one. But anyway, guys, until then, this has been Lone Debater 7, and we will see y'all.